All right, then. We're still on Journalist Hangout, but then let's a little something from the outgone segment of the show. Now, viewers may continue to watch the build-up to the match on our sister channel, TVC Entertainment. Please let's take you back to the World Cup studio, but Journalist Hangout will continue after this break. Let me announce we are joined now by our brother and colleague, Tony Waje. Tony, I greet you.
Thank you so much, citizens. Yeah. Good evening, Nigeria.
No, I like this dress. Good for a Friday evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. He's reputed for his sartorial elegance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wonder how he copes with admirers.
Oh yeah. He's been trained
he will tell me after the show.
Definitely. That's a banker.
All right, so we go to our first story. You know, in politics, you arouse the curiosity, the interest, or the fascination of others. A mixture of these elements is known as an intrigue. Ahead of the National Convention of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, this Saturday, that is tomorrow, at the Eagle Square, President Muhammadu Buhari played host to APC founding fathers at the villa in Abuja. The august crowd included the APC national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a presidential hopeful, and many other APC brass hats. The crux of the matter is the need for stakeholders to adhere to the zoning arrangements to pick party officials at the convention. Meanwhile, the APC has excluded ministers and all political appointees from voting at the convention. As they say, Jide, they've crossed the Rubicon. Thankfully, the convention is taking place at last.
Yes, despite all the obstacles placed in its path, at least we can say at this stage that the convention would happen. 2 months ago, we couldn't say with a touch of finality that the convention will happen, but at least we can say now that all the arrangements have been concluded and the APC can have its national convention tomorrow. And one of the big decisions that the party has taken that suggests that no matter what, there are people using their heads within the party. Is this decision to not let political appointees vote at the convention? Because whether we like it or not, there is an electoral law in place. The National Assembly refused to expunge Section 84, subsection 12 of the electoral law. It's been passed. The president has given his assent. It is law already. So the president wanted them to expunge that section, but with an overwhelming voice vote, the Senate said, no, we are not going to do this. The National Assembly has been very good to this president. You can't call this an adversarial National Assembly. But at the same time, I don't think that in any democracy, the executive gets its way all the time. So these guys had been, even to the point of sometimes standing up and questioning their own leadership. They've been very good. They've been very supportive of this administration. Every time he wants to take a loan, they support. Every time he wants to take a big step, they give him that support. But on that section 84, subsection 12, they refused. After the president signed and he told them to expunge that portion, they refused. Now, any sensible individual knows that if those political appointees were allowed to vote and be voted for, if they were allowed to vote, clearly you are taking a risk. Whatever steps you have taken, you have contravened the electoral Yeah, because no one knows what the decision of the final court will be. And if the decision of the final court is that no, leave the electoral law the way it is, don't expunge any material therefrom, then if you took the decision to contravene that portion, whatever you did is deemed as wrong in the eyes of the law. So if you voted for people, those guys that had been that the law says they cannot be part of the voting, if you allow them to vote, you have dug yourself into a hole.
That's it.
So
That's it.
the party didn't want to be in that dangerous situation. They simply said, look, you can be observers, but don't vote. That is in line with the suggestion made by Kayode Ajulo that the party, whatever the Attorney General has done, that the party must not make the mistake of allowing these people to be to be voting delegates. And I agree, because Section 318 of Section 1 of the Constitution does not see political appointees as public office holders. They are not among the category of people defined in that section as public office holders. So the judge in the first place, in my view, even misinterpreted the Constitution in giving that judgment. So whatever the Attorney General thinks, since we have not got to the final court, the electoral law stands, and no one can tamper with it at this stage. Forget about the decision of the judge in Umahia. They've already indicated that they are even going to appeal. So if they appeal, anything can happen. So just leave it the way it is. That's what the APC has done. Yes, Amechi, all of them, they want to contest. They only need to be patient for now. The time will come when you can be a voting delegate, but not until this issue is resolved by the courts.
Tony, we seem to be in dire straits because the political class seems sometimes will go overboard, and you think they are not defending the democracy we fought, tooth and nail to get, So now they are going on appeal, and the spokesman of the Senate said if it so appears, they might go to the apex court on this.
I don't understand. It shouldn't raise any kind of dust. If you are a political appointee, you should not vote or be voted for. It's simple. The courts have so pronounced. Why are we making an issue out of it? Those people who are making issue out of it, I think they have something. Of course, we know what's going on, and it's the days leading to this is a political season. This is an election. Everybody knows what's going on now, and it will not augur well for us to be going around in circle.
Yeah.
The truth is this: we should learn to obey court orders, and I so much like what the APC said yesterday. If you're political, because definitely it will come back to haunt them. It will definitely the president. The moment the president signed it, that is what it is.
It's law already.
He cannot change it, no matter what. Even if they touch it, there's a problem. So let them go into the convention. All those people who have aspiration, who has something, the intention to vie for an office or vote, should just wait for the outcome of it. It's an appeal now. For me, I see no reason why we should even make this thing an issue. I understand, definitely we know where this thing is coming from. The Attorney General has kicked many times. It's going to, the moment the court in Abia State said, give that judgment, the Attorney General for the first time said, we're going to go ahead and delete it. I've never heard it, even without waiting for the National Assembly to even look at the issue. That tells you there are some personal interests and selfish interest here. So we're not supposed to run it this way.
A game of interest now.
It's a game of interest, but we should consider, because with the issues, where are the people in this whole thing? It's not about you. It's about the people.
Where is the elector in all of this?
They are not factored in. And if we want to make a change and make a real change, we should start learning to do things differently the way we did it before the election last year.
One of the underpinning requirements for a healthy democracy is respect for rule of law.
Rule of law, and I'm so happy. The president is somebody, no matter what you think of him, when it comes to the issue of the rule of law, he's always on that side, and you tell the party leaders, take it this way, because definitely it will come back to haunt them.
Okay.
We have a lot of people in that APC who are not happy with what's going on, and I pray that tomorrow that convention will come and go peacefully.
On that note, we will turn things over to Ayo Ozobakun. Ayo is in faraway Abuja. Ayo, good evening to you. How are you?
Very well, thank you, citizen.
Yeah.
This is the Eagle Square, and we are counting down. We have some party chieftains around and delegates around that they came from 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. And the event is meant to kickstart by 10 a.m. tomorrow. But most of these delegates, they are here to just see and behold the Eagle Square. And most of them are just turning around and going around, and we have security operatives doing their last-minute homework around the Eagle Square here. We also have TV stations, journalists, and members of the subcommittees of the All Progressive Congress that has been ad hoc committee set up to make sure that this convention goes smoothly. So we've been having security in and out of this place to check out the security, because the president, who is the party leader, is expected to be here tomorrow, and a lot of things will be happening here tomorrow. One of the contending issues we have here is that we are not sure maybe election is going to take place or there's going to be a unity list. Now, governors, stakeholders, leaders of the party, they are at various hotels, strategic locations, state lodge. They are holding meetings. I can tell you that there are a lot of names on that list, according to the region, that they've not resolved as at now. Even from the chairmanship down to the list of the members of the National Working Committee is still in contention. What we have here is a situation whereby they've not been able to bring all the stakeholders together, and those stakeholders, they will align with the new consensus that has been stated by the Electoral Act. The Electoral Act, if you remember, is telling us that before you can declare a consensus, that all the aspirants involved, they must sign. They must give you a letter of consent that, yes, we are part of this consensus. Yes. So to get all the 7 aspirants right now, to get a written undertaking from them, and as of today, one of the aspirants is still saying that I'm still in the race. We're waiting for whatever will happen between now and tomorrow. But as I'm telling you now, before it can be accepted as a consensus, that all the aspirants, they will be made to sign and they will write an undertaking, and perhaps they'll come to the convention here tomorrow to announce they're stepping down for any of the candidates. But I was told that the president, Mr. President, and the party leader is actually pushing for this consensus, saying since the All Progressive Congress, since the party was founded in 2013, from Chief Bisi Akonde down to Chief Oyegun, down to Adams Oshomole, had always been a product of consensus. So that's what they are actually rooting and pushing for right now, that they won't want a situation whereby they will go into a long, drawn electoral battle, that they should make sure everybody come together and be able to decide. Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from what you see, how effective has the preparation on the part of the subcommittees? How effective has their work been? The work of the committees, from what you see?
Talking about the subcommittees, these subcommittees, they are tasked with a lot of responsibilities, and from what I've seen so far, talking in terms of security, like 10 kilometers to the Eagle Square, they've stopped vehicular movements. Nobody is allowed to move in and out of Eagle Square with vehicles. So you have to come down and you have to trek and thoroughly search. So in terms of for the security subcommittee, top notch. Now, in terms of awareness all over the Federal Capital Territory right now, you have delegates, all the hotels, they are fully booked. And I'm sure all the state chapters of the All Progressive Congress, they are mobilized. You don't, by now, if I just entering Abuja now, I'm sure you won't get an hotel accommodation. So it's been a challenge for people, for delegates, for state chapters to actually get accommodation, to actually get where they are going to be. And it's some hours to the convention, but you can see people are trooping in, security men, they're all around the Eagle Square, and you can see it's just like a carnival like in the Eagle Square. But the main actors, those people that are going to be involved in the horse trading and last minute give and take, they are not here right now, and we're told that they are locked in various venues in Abuja, and they are going to do this till they reach the goal where they want, and they are trying to avoid any kind of rancor and making sure that tomorrow they have a kind of eat-free national convention. And if you understand that it has been a long road to this national convention, it has been difficult to actually get things underneath to make sure that tomorrow comes to reality. So the party leadership, everybody, the governors, they are doing all they can to make sure that the survival of the party actually depends on the outcome of tomorrow's convention. We are getting feelers from some quarters that some people that are aggrieved, they might be staging a walkout tomorrow. But I'm sure the party leaders are working around the clock to make sure that the convention is a big success. Jide.
Okay, so how relieved are you that at last the convention is going to happen?
Makes you think that politicians are magicians of sorts.
This is just a major step. The main step and the most challenging step is going to be the elective convention, which is the presidential election, and give or take is meant to happen in the next 2 months. The party will have to come back to this same venue or any venue of their choice. So if they are able to actually scale this hurdle, they still have the almighty presidential election to choose who is going to be their presidential candidates. And that is a big worry for the party, not only for all APC, for the two top parties, that's the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressive Congress. But a lot of people are happy that at last, after the back and forth on this convention since 2 years ago, that they can actually have a convention. So one thing is certain, it is sacrosanct. They are going to have this convention tomorrow, and Mr. President is going to be inside the state box tomorrow at about 3 p.m. Mr. President will walk into the state box tomorrow.
So a very busy day for you, Ayo. We wish you well. And I know that you are going to report whatever transpires there. Good luck.